Here's a genuine question for you. I wonder if Captain Tom's daughter banks at Coots. Now, I think it's disgusting what Captain Tom's daughter has done to that guy's memory. People donated in faith towards his fundraising, which he did, walking around his garden using a Zimmer frame. The guy was an old age pensioner, a war hero. He served in World War II, and he raised 30 odd million pounds for the NHS. Interestingly, and as a side note, did you know that money would have been eaten up by the NHS in 3 days? Now, the Captain Tom Foundation says it has stopped taking donations because of an ongoing investigation into the charity. I just knew Captain Tom's daughter was a grifter from the start. The guy did his thing. He raised millions of pounds for the NHS. The family were all gifted a trip to the Caribbean, which they were all happy to accept, and took Captain Tom. They dragged him along. He then coincidentally caught the plague that we're not allowed to talk about on that trip, and he died. I think it was obvious when that happened that his family were using him. Now, the Captain Tom Foundation announced this after an inquiry by the Charity Commission over concerns about the charity's management and independence from the late veteran's family. So, Captain Tom Moore, he was knighted by the Queen after this. He was 100 years old, and he raised 30 odd million for the NHS after walking 100 laps around his garden, and I think it was around 2020 this happened. You know, and fair play to him, and don't know if anyone noticed, but he was always wearing his medals, and I suspect it's because he was scared his daughter might pawn them. So anyway, Captain Tom's greedy daughter, I won't even say her name, that's how disgusted I am with this person, but she used Captain Tom's charity in order to build a pool complex and a spa, amongst other things, at their 1.2 million home. And the good news about that, apart from the investigation into their dodgy dealings, is that she has been ordered to tear down the pool complex because of what's been going on. Now, I can promise you folks, if they were a council estate family on benefits, Captain Tom's daughter would have been arrested for fraud, because this is clearly criminal behaviour, because she is grifting off the money that people on hard times gave to Captain Sir Tom Moore. Because during the plague lockdown, we also had a cost of living crisis of sorts, not as bad as it was eventually going to get, but still, times were hard, yet people gave, skims the top of that money for her own greedy self and adds to her own 1.2 million mansion. It's just disgusting, isn't it? I really hope she gets thrown into jail, and for a very long time as well. And there we go, that's what I think. Awful people. There really are some awful, horrible individuals in this world. But let's not forget there are some good ones as well. And there we go, that's that. So until the next time, have a great day, and Roger Trout.